Hello, I'm Dr. Mei Wei, Dean of the Russ College of Engineering and Technology at Ohio University. I'm excited to welcome you to Ohio Gateway Day. Normally, we would get to meet you and your family on campus, but we hope that our program today will bring the Russ College to you wherever you are. The Russ College of Engineering and Technology strives to offer our students the best return on experience. In addition to the technical skills you will build in mathematics, aviation, networks, and physics, you will also build relationships with our faculty members, classmates, and alumni that will last forever. From late-night research sessions to national competitions, personalized experiences prepare our students better in 4 years than many schools do in 5. We offer students 9 undergraduate majors: aviation, chemical engineering, civil engineering, computer science, electrical engineering, energy engineering, engineering technology and management, industrial and systems engineering, and mechanical engineering. You will learn from world-class faculty with years of industry experience and whose research has changed, improved, and saved lives. With paid internships and strong practical experiences that students at other universities do not see until their junior years. Russ College is creating leaders who make an impact right away. You are not the only one who will notice the difference. Our students get the jobs they want, with more than 2 opportunities on average upon graduation. Russ is proof that the workforce prefers professionals who are customer-tailored, never mass-produced. You will learn early on that the reward isn't always what you are building, so much as who you are building for and who you are building with. At Russ College, that's a community of friends, neighbors, mentors, and alumni bonded for life by the Bobcat experience. I'm honored that you are exploring the Russ College of Engineering and Technology for your undergraduate study, and I hope you will make the decision like I did to call Ohio University home. Thank you.
Thanks, Dean Wei. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Ohio Gateway Day. I'm Kojo Hughes, junior studying Engineering, Technology, and Management. I'm joined today by Dr. Deb McAvoy, Associate Dean for Academics, and we're going to talk a little bit about what it's like to be a Russ College student.
Thanks, Kojo. It's great being here. Welcome, everybody.
So the first question is a question that a lot of people in the Russ College have when they first come here is what to study. And I want to know how the Russ College helps students decide what to study.
So we have a class that all students can take. All students are now required to take in their freshman year. And we introduce every single one of the majors that we have within our college, particularly on the engineering and the technology side for engineering, technology, and management. And we discuss what you can do with that major, where you can go with that major, what are the exciting pieces of the curriculum that we have. You do a little mini project. And we find that a lot of our students really try to find their way within that first semester. And we have about 35% of our students that change their major within the first 7 weeks of the first semester. And another 25% change their major shortly after that, before the second semester starts. And so if you are confused and you're not exactly sure where you want to go, don't worry about that. We've got you covered. We've got a lot of people you're going to be able to talk to. You're going to be able to talk to all the department chairs, a lot of our students in a variety of our majors, so you can find your home.
Great. So does the Russ College take AP credits, and how can students figure out what classes they count for?
Yeah, so the AP credit piece and the College Credit Plus and whatever other credits you can come into, because they also include the Project Lead the Way. We accept all of those here in the Russ College. The biggest thing that I can tell you is that at orientation, Grace Saller, who's the Assistant Dean for Student Services, or one of our Student Success Advisors, will sit down with each individual student, talk to you about what classes you have taken, what they apply for, and so that we don't have you taking courses or double counting. That's not necessary. We're going to help you walk that pathway. And I will say, if any of you have any questions about what courses you're currently taking, what they could apply for, or maybe you just have a younger brother or sister who's thinking of going into engineering, we're more than happy to help you prior to taking those courses to help you figure out what ones would apply for any one of our degree programs.
So speaking of AP credits, math is a big part of every Russ College major. Can you talk about the Russ College's unique approach to math courses?
Sure, our math courses are, I won't say they're pretty different because they're pretty standard, but the way that they're taught are pretty different. And so we had a situation where we didn't have great passing rates in our first attempt at Calc 1. And we interviewed a lot of our students, tried to dig into the data to find out what were the issues. And if you're sitting at home and you realize that this statement seems to fit, then you have probably found your home. And so this is what I tell a lot of our prospective students and families. Engineers are different types of people. I'm an engineer, it's okay, I can make fun of myself just like you can. So we have this issue that if we don't feel it's worthwhile, we're like, well, we don't need to really learn about it. And so we don't study as hard. And so that is what we found in our math courses. We found that our students didn't feel that the math was going to be, they knew math is important in engineering and technology, of course it is. But they didn't feel that how am I going to use derivatives and integrals? I really don't think this is going to be necessary. And so they just learned it a little bit. And then when they got into their upper courses, they were like, wow, what is this? So we have 2 math instructors that we have embedded within the Russ College that teach 2 engineers the way that engineers as well as technologists are meant to learn. They're trying to make that connection for you. Like, you're going to do this derivative. Because the first derivative of velocity is acceleration, you want to build a rocket, you need to not only know the velocity but also the acceleration. All right, so now instantly you're like, well, okay, so maybe I should want to learn derivatives. And so our 2 math instructors, that is what they do in the classroom. They teach the same concepts that you would learn in the math department, but they're part of the Russ College and they teach you those applications in the classroom, so it makes a lot more sense to you, and then you understand the necessity of it as you move on into your sophomore and junior year. So our math instructors do this to kind of calibrate where you are in that area. And so they're going to give you this test and they will make sure that you are most successful in this course, or they will sit you down individually based upon how you score in that pretest to say, hey, you know what? There are some topics that you really need for this course that you are really weak in, and maybe it would be best if we dropped you back so that we can make sure that you can pass the class. And in terms of passing the class, for our math classes, you have to have a C or better to move on to the next class. And so we really want to make sure that all of our students receive a C or better. I would say we're aiming more for the B or better for our math classes. And so that you have that requisite knowledge so that you can be successful, because you're going to be using this math for all 4 years. And so we want to make sure you have that really solid foundation.
Great. So Dr. Littell is my advisor, and he's been extremely helpful. How do students get assigned an advisor, and how do advisors help their students?
Wow, that advisor question is really a tough one. We have a lot of great advisors here in the Russ College. All of our students, as they join us, they will work with either myself, Grace Saller, the Assistant Dean for Student Services, or one of our Student Success Advisors at orientation. And that is really, I would say, your introduction to your faculty advisor. So that's the faculty advisor you're going to have over the next 4 years. Now, in saying that, I will say that you will still have access to any one of us that you met at orientation. We're here for 4 years for you as well. So if you have any other questions, and sometimes you're not comfortable talking to your advisor, which I will tell you is probably highly unlikely, just saying. So you would probably just want to stop by. A lot of our students are like, hey, you know, I saw you during orientation, just want to let you know it's been going great. I love my faculty advisor, I love everything at OU. And so we're a pretty close-knit family. You will find out very quickly. But in terms of your advisor, I can give you a couple examples because I also am a faculty advisor for some civil engineering students. A lot of times they just stop by to chat. Yes, we meet twice a year to talk about how things are going, what courses they should take, what really major area within civil engineering they're thinking of, any other issues they have. But a lot of times it's more likely they're just going to stop by to say, hey, how's it going? I used to have a couch in my office. I had to remove the couch because my advisees were hanging out literally all day long. I was like, okay, I love you guys, but I do actually have some work to do and I have to have some confidential conversations. So I moved the couch to another room so they just hang out there now. But it even goes to a point, when you're about ready to go off and get your full-time career, man, you could get many job offers, and that can be so confusing. Some offers have this level of 401k with the matching program. Some have these better health benefits, the dental plan, the vision plan, in addition to the salary. And so your faculty advisor will also be there to help you wade through all that information. And sometimes it may be on a Friday night until 7 o'clock that you're sitting there with your faculty advisor trying to solve this issue. So they're here all the time for you, and they're really great people.
Thank you, Dr. McAvoy. Since coming to Ohio University, I've completed 3 internships. Can you talk about how Russ College helps students get internships?
So for the internships, we find this is very critical. All of our students absolutely need experiential learning prior to graduation. It's really the best way for you to figure out what you want to do in your long-term career. This is a great time to try it out. And if you like it, keep going with it. But what happens if you get an internship and you absolutely hate it? Just not a topic you want to go into. Some people would think that that's probably a failure, but it's not. It's actually a huge success because now you know exactly what you don't want to do, and you can try to focus on another area. So what we do here at the Russ College, we have 3 career fairs. 2 are in the fall, 1 in the spring. We bring in 52 employers for each career fair. They are here in the ARC atrium where we are right now, and it turns into really a quite sea of students and employers, and it is an opportunity for you to interview, have a really quick face-to-face interview, maybe a 10-minute interview with an employer. They will take your resume, and then usually at the end of the day, those employers sit down with us and the Russ College, your faculty, and they say, all right, I want to bring in these folks. And so they give that information to us, and we will go ahead and call you and help you schedule those interviews right here back in the ARC or Stocker Center so you don't have to travel. Sometimes there are opportunities where they will invite you to their facility because they want you to at least see where you would be working. But we try to really make it seamless, and interviews are sometimes painful, right? But we try to make it as pain-free as possible. And those interviews, we do also try to make sure that you are prepared for those. So we have mock interviews. We have a course where you try to learn how to write your engineering technology resume. It's really not a traditional resume. It looks very similar, but we want to make sure you're highlighting key points like your management and your leadership experience, your budgetary experience that you've had working on your teams and your communication, both written as well as your oral communication in terms of presentation skills. We want to make sure those things also appear on your resume so that you can sell yourself as best as you can be to whichever employer you're interested in. And so that is really how we help our students get those internships. Now there are opportunities that you can find your internship on your own if you want to. We have a lot of folks that have interactions with other folks because they have family members or friends that are in the engineering or technology business. That's fine too. It doesn't matter how you get your internship. We want to make sure that you at least have preferably 2 prior to graduation.
So some people might be surprised to learn that many of our graduates go into fields other than engineering. What are some of the post-grad paths that Russ College graduates pursue?
So a lot of the post-grad paths for our graduates are some pretty cool endeavors. One might not think so much about going into patent law, becoming a lawyer or a municipal lawyer, but they are highly sought after because of those engineering skills. Patent law is really protecting the intellectual property rights of other engineers, so it really helps to have an engineer working with a fellow engineer in that pathway. A lot of our students, particularly more so from mechanical and or chemical engineering, end up going to medical school. Most of our students from engineering, technology, and management end up in some sort of project management or executive leadership positions. You can go into construction, you can go into technical sales, So there's a lot of things that you can go into, anywhere from business all the way up through engineering, design, and management and beyond. So I personally feel that an undergraduate engineering or technology degree is really the best undergraduate degree you can have, because we really give you that really nice set of both quantitative and qualitative skills that can transcend any profession that we could possibly have as we move forward in the future, because we don't know what the future is going to bring.
Awesome. So we talked a lot about classes, jobs, and internships, but one of the best parts about being a Bobcat are the experiences we have outside of the classroom. What are other experiences that Russ College offers its students?
Boy, I'm just going to say, I think the best way to describe it is that it is your decision on what you want to do. We have obviously professional societies that are affiliated with our national programs, so the American Society of Civil Engineers or the American Institute of Chemical Engineers, or you can totally get involved with something that you create all on your own. There were 3 or 4 years ago, we did not have a rocket team and a drone team. We had a couple students that said, hey, wouldn't it be cool to build a 14-foot tall rocket, take it to the desert and compete against other universities? Yeah, that would be pretty cool. And so we provided them with that initial funding to kick that group off. And they did really, really well competing. They even had GoPro approach them to be able to put a little video camera on the rocket as they launched it, in terms of their having a payload. So a lot of really cool things like that. You can open up your own. We even have some other interesting things you might not think about it, but Eats with Engineers really branched out of a chemical engineering group of students that wanted to create a group where you experiment with flavors, different type of textures and types of food, and they have a great time. We usually have a ramen night once a year. So there's a lot of things that you can do no matter what you want. Either we have it, or we're more than welcome to help you start a student group. But in terms of what you can do with that, you can go to competitions. You can race a concrete canoe against other universities. You can do a human-powered vehicle, race that against other universities. You can go to a regional or a national conference to learn about cutting-edge technology and or engineering research that is being done across the world. You can do undergraduate research and actually present your paper. We had a student a number of years ago participated in undergraduate research, working one-on-one with a faculty member. The faculty member took her final report that she submitted to him, submitted that final report to a conference, and that student went off to Paris, France, and presented her paper in front of thousands of professionals in the field. Great learning experience. It was I'll tell you, it was probably a little nerve-wracking, but it was a tremendous learning experience, great opportunity to travel. So there's a lot of things you can do, and the world is your oyster, like they say. So anything you want to do is here.
So if I'm a student who's deciding where to study, which I was a couple years ago, why is Russ College and Ohio University the place for me?
Ohio University, as well as the Russ College, are interesting places. They used to, I think they called Ohio University a singular place. And one of the things that when I first moved here to Athens, Ohio, I found is the absolute beauty of not only the campus. All the buildings are a same familiar architectural style. It's really very beautiful. But the surrounding area of Athens, Ohio and Athens County is absolutely gorgeous. We have a bike path that you can travel all the way up to Nelsonville and beyond. So if you like to simply walk, ride your bike, that's a great place to go. If you're more into hiking or mountain biking, Stroud's Run, Lake Hope are really not far away. Anything that you would really want is here. And specifically more about the Russ College, we're not a large college, and we never want to be a large college. We want to be what I like to think of as a private university with the benefits of a really large university. And so our faculty treat all of our students as such. We have really great relationships with our students. both here while they're on campus, after they graduate. I've been to several of our students that have gotten married, and I interact with them at conferences now that they're professionals. It's really great to see them grow up and mature, and we're very proud of our alumni. They're a very strong group, and so it's really more, I said it before, but I'm going to say, yeah, we're definitely a Bobcat family, a Russ College family. We look after each other. We want to make sure our students, our alumni, our faculty and staff are all doing well, and we do whatever we can to support them.
Great. Well, thank you, Dr. McAvoy, and thank you all for joining us for Ohio Gateway Day. I'll now hand things over to my classmate Logan to talk about his experience as a Bobcat.
Thank you, Kojo. As you mentioned, I'm Logan Veely, a senior mechanical engineer here at Ohio University. When I think about what it means to be a Bobcat, the first thing that comes to mind for me when thinking about Ohio University is the people. So I can roll back to as far as when I came on my visit here at Ohio University as a high school senior. I remember touring the different buildings and coming into the Russ College, and up until that point, I'd really thought that, I loved these other universities that I had toured and had a lot of passion about them. But there was just something that really hit home here, and it was the people. I remember speaking with the faculty, the engineering ambassador that took me on a tour, and I could see that passion in their eye. They really had something that they loved about this place, the environment, the people, the different experiences that they'd had. And I knew that was something that I wanted to be a part of. And each year that I've been here in the Russ College and at Ohio University, I've had that experience and I've developed that passion. And it's really something special. So from top to bottom, everyone in the college, all the way from the staff, the faculty, to the peers, all the way to the administration, are people that I can approach. Being able to approach all these people at the university really shows that they care about me as more than just a student. They care about me as an individual. They care about everything going on in my life, how I'm developing as a professional, inside and outside of the classroom. And that really brings it together to be a bigger family. And that kind of brings me to my second point of being a Bobcat. So throughout the Russ College and Ohio University as a whole, as soon as you become a Bobcat that first year on campus, you're part of a family bigger than yourself. That you're part of this family before you're here, during your time here at Ohio University, and after your time here at Ohio University. So I can remember my time being a prospective student and being open with welcome arms into all the faculty and the different peers here at Ohio University was a really special experience. I knew immediately that I was part of a group that was bigger than myself. Then transitioning to your time here at Ohio University as a current Bobcat, you're able to build all those relationships with the great people around you. So I know spending time with my peers inside and outside of the classroom, I've developed friendships that I'm going to have for the rest of my life. These friends and peers have been people that have developed me not only as an academic inside of the classroom as we're sharing different homework assignments or different group projects, but also as a person outside of the classroom. And I've had so much fun these past 4 years, and there's so many exciting things to do around Athens, inside and outside of the college. For me, some of those things around Athens include just going on hikes, exploring the different scenery and just the area of Southern Ohio. Some of the things that I've had the most fun with are the student organizations that I've been involved in and just interacting with all those peers in those student organizations. One of the best experiences I've had is being involved in the Sae Baja Club here on campus. The Society of Automotive Engineers hosts an annual competition where a bunch of colleges design and manufacture a commercial side-by-side type vehicle, and they go and compete it in an off-road obstacle course and other events. So being involved in the organization, I've had the opportunity to apply different things that I've learned in the class, just have a lot of fun getting in the lab and gaining experiences, building different things, being hands-on, but also just had a lot of fun with the people in the organization. I built a lot of friends throughout my time. So this past fall, I had the opportunity to be involved in the Rogue Leadership Institute, where I was placed in a group of very distinguished peers. We all got to learn together about the different aspects of leadership and develop as individuals and really learn more about ourselves and how we can apply that to any situation in our future. Hearing the experiences from the different alumni and comparing and contrasting those experiences with the experiences of my peers and myself was really an interesting experience, and I learned a lot about what it takes to be a leader and about myself, and moving into the professional world, that's something that I know that I'm going to take with myself wherever I go. From my experience, Bobcat alumni have reached out to me and my peers, whether it be to help us professionally develop or search for different opportunities in our future, or even just talk about their experiences at Ohio University and their time after Ohio University. From the Russ College, I've had the opportunity to network and gain some incredible work opportunities. So throughout my time here in the mechanical engineering program, I've been involved in 3 internships. My first internship was at Scheffler Luke in Worcester, Ohio. I was really excited, being a freshman in mechanical engineering, coming new into the industry and really no past experience. So I worked on these 2,100-ton presses that went up and down every 30 seconds, just stamping out these massive steel parts. And it was really an experience that I loved. I got to work with some incredible people, some incredible Bobcats even. So the summer after my sophomore year, I had an opportunity to have an internship with Rogue Fitness in Columbus, Ohio. So Rogue manufactures world-class barbells, power racks, and other weightlifting equipment for events such as the World's Strongest Man and the CrossFit Games. And getting in that environment and experiencing the culture that they had there was something really special and is going to impact me for the rest of my career. And then finally, this past summer, I had the opportunity to have my third internship at Honda Transmission Manufacturing in Russell's Point. Working as a line engineer in the CVT final assembly room really gave me an opportunity to understand how different assembly processes go together, whether it be the machinery involved or all the small little sensors that were involved in every step of the process to ensure that all of the parts were installed properly. I've had the opportunity to be involved in some incredible experiences in the college and outside the college, and really in the classroom and outside the classroom. And if you choose to be a Bobcat, I know that you're going to have these special experiences too, and that you're going to be a part of this family forever.